to heart, hand in hand, healing the circle, healing the land, heart to heart, hand in hand, healing the circle, healing the land, heart to heart, hand in hand, healing the circle, healing the land.
Inspired by the Syrian refugee crisis in 2019, but it's become a real anthem for welcoming people, making people feel welcome and at home here, and when often the narrative is different. And I imagine that your organisations do a lot to do the same thing for the same mission. So we hope you like this song.
When you cross the stormy waters, come walk ashore. Bring your sons and bring your daughters. Wander no more, for our door is always open, and our heart is always warm. When you need a place to shelter, we're a harbor in the storm. There'll be time for rest and sleeping. Come walk ashore. There'll be space for peace and healing. Wander no more, for our door is always open, and our heart is always warm. When you need a place to shelter, we're a harbor in the storm. For in days of lesser fortune, come walk ashore. We may need a door to open. Wander no more, for our door is always open, and our heart is always warm. When you need a place to shelter, we're a harbor in you need a place to shelter, we're a harbor in the storm.
This next song is called Come Love Away, and it's a song that was written for a wedding, and it's based on a Macedonian folk song called Show Me a Mirror. Just come round a little bit so you're not so divided. Okay. Come.
Come love away like the deer on the mountain, run swift as the morning. Oh, come love away. Come love away like the bee in the orchard, drunk on dew and nectar. Oh, come love away. Now shall your heart beat with my bones forever. Now shall forever my home. Now shall your heart beat forever with my heart. Now shall your arms beat forever my home. Come love away to the shores of the river. Come let the water wash all cares away. Come love away to the trees of the forest. The love sings so sweet at the dawn of the day. Now shall your heart beat with my heart forever. Now shall your heaven my home. Now shall your heart beat forever with my heart. Now shall your arms beat forever my home. Come love away to the apple and blossom, the perfume of heaven. Yes, come love will lie. Now shall your heart beat with my heart forever. Now shall forever my home. Now shall your heart beat forever with my heart. Now shall your arms beat forever my home. Now shall your heart beat forever with my heart. Now shall your arms beat forever my home.
It's called Waterbound. It's by Dirk Powell, and it's a bit unclear what the meaning is, but it's all about being trapped and being unable to move because of the water, which is something that happens here sometimes. So, so can we all just come forward a bit more with this? And so we'll do a bit more together. All right.
Around late one night, moon and stars were shining bright. Sun came up and the trees came down. Tell you boys how's water bound. Water bound on the stranger's shore. River rising to my door. home to the field below. Water bound, nowhere to go. Have my name on an old bumble, no one to know I was there at all. Stables dry on a winter's night, turn your head, you can see the light. Black cat crawling on an old boxcar, rusty moon and a falling star. Ain't got a dime in my nation's sack, water bound and I can't get back. It's I'm wrong and I won't look back. Don't believe me, come my track. The river's long and the river's wide. Meet your boys on the other side. Say my name and don't forget, water still ain't got me yet. Ain't nothing but I'm bound to roam. Water bound and I can't get home.
This is Tender by Blur. And just the chorus of this song says it all really. It says, come on, come on, come on, get through it. Love's the greatest thing that we have. So, we feel like that says it all. Are you ready?
Tender is the night, lying by your side. Tender is the touch of someone that you love too much. Tender is the day the demons go away. Lord, I need to find someone who can heal my mind. Come on, come on, come on, get through it. Come on, come on, come on. Love's the greatest thing. Come on, come on, come on. Get through it. Come on, come on, come on. Love's the greatest thing. Love me, I'm waiting for the feeling. I'm waiting for the feeling to come. My baby, oh, my baby, oh, my baby, oh, fill my mind. Come on, come on, come on, get through it. Come on, come on, come on. Love's the greatest thing. Come on, come on, come on, get through it. Come on, come on, come on. Love's the greatest thing that we have. Waiting for the feeling, waiting for that feeling, waiting to come. My baby, my baby, my baby, oh my, oh my, my baby, my baby, my baby, oh my. Oh my, come on, come on, come on, get through it. Come on, come on, come on. Love's the greatest thing. Come on, come on, come on, get through it. Come on, come on, come on. Love's the greatest thing that we have. Waiting for the real feeling, waiting for that real feeling, waiting for that feeling to come.
Thank you. And this song is from Georgia, Eastern Europe, Georgia, and it is a song celebration. It means many years and it gets sung very often at music. So if you would like to raise your glass at any point to just post many years of positive success, you're welcome.
Brava Jamie, brava, brava Jamie.
Great. So we're going slightly seasonal now. Probably nothing you've heard of, but seasonal nonetheless. This is a song called Tar Barrel in Dale, and it's a song written by George Unfact sisters. and it's about a curious village in Allendale, near Pennines, where they have a tradition of running around with barrels of hot coal on their backs for New Year's Eve. Sounds like a laugh. I imagine the Bristol Texans a lot. That one. Okay. So, barrel in there. But before we do, I just want to thank you for having us tonight. My name is Maya Woodman, and this is a combination of two different community choirs. One that's based in Carmarthen, called Keep Harmony, and the other based in Hedemon, near Plymouth, which is JCM Steady Voices. And we are completely open access. Anybody can join us. There's no auditions. All you need is a desire to be a participant. And our community, the community that we've created through the choirs, is a source of great support, and it fills a big hole in all our lives in terms of finding people just to enjoy their company, where you don't actually have to necessarily have a conversation, which is quite liberating. But yeah, just wanted to put our presence on your map. And there are some flyers on that table for our winter concert, which is in Savoy Market Hall on 15th December. It's a big family kind of afternoon event. So this is our last song. It's called As Winter's Night Draws Near, and it's a shape note song. Shape note is a genre of spiritual music in the US. It's very lusty and enthusiastic, and it's also very religious. And Another singing leader decided to alter the words to reflect the experience of singing in a community choir and how when it's the darkest months of the year, it's a really good excuse to get together and sing and experience that joy.
May we join our voices, join our voices, join our voices, may we join our voices, join our voices. May we join our voices, join our voices, may we join our voices, join our voices, join our voices, join our voices, as night draws near. When autumn leaves have gone and winter winds they blow, with songs of joy and harmony, with songs of joy and harmony, with songs of joy and harmony, celebrate our hearts and blows. Songs of joy and harmony, with songs of joy and harmony, with songs of joy and harmony, celebrate our hearts and blows. We gather round the fire with songs of festive cheer. We feel our love and friendship, love and feel our love and feel our love and feel our love and feel our love and winter's night draws near. We feel our love and friendship more as feel our love and feel our love and feel our love and feel our love and winter's night draws near. So lift your glasses high with toast of festive cheer. We wish you joy and harmony. We wish you joy and harmony. We wish you joy and harmony. At the coming year. We wish you joy and harmony. We wish you joy and harmony. We wish you joy and harmony. At the coming year.
Thank you, everybody. That was wonderful. We'll let the choir make their way. And if you enjoyed that, they have left some flyers on the back table as well. They've got a Christmas concert coming up soon, so please do take one if you're interested and go along and see them with some more festive favourites, I'm sure. So, as the choir is leaving, I will just say a few words just to get us started. So good evening, everybody. I'm Louise Wilkinson. I'm the Senior Volunteering Development Officer at PAVS. And just before we start, I've got some housekeeping. So I've got the boring job to start with. There are no fire alarms set to go off this evening. So if the alarm does go off, it's not a test. We all have to leave in an orderly fashion. Follow the green lights, the green signs, the exits. Now, this is very exotic. The muster point where we check that we've got everybody is the public toilets in the car park. So my apologies to everybody at home that had to hear that, that are tuning in live to see us. But that's for our safety. We're not having an interval, but obviously do feel free to get up, get a drink, do anything you need to do. But if you are a finalist, don't miss your slot because we'll be getting you up on the stage. If anyone had an objection to having their photo taken and didn't fill in their green form, let somebody from PAVS know as soon as possible on the back desk there where you were welcomed when you came in. We're going to run through how everything's going to work in a few minutes. But to all the finalists in the room, so these are all the volunteers that were nominated, you will be on this stage at some point tonight. So if anyone would rather not come up onto the stage or would like us to come down, just give us a wave and be quite obvious, because honestly, I've got to say, I can't see anyone. So give us a good wave and we will come down to you. On a personal note, and I'm ad-libbing here now, I've already gone off script. I just want to say it is such a pleasure to be here again this year. It's so lovely to see so many familiar faces in the room, but also so many new faces. It's absolutely lovely. I've got to say, it feels like the volunteering family in Pembrokeshire just gets bigger every year, and it's just amazing. Talking of family, there are a number of our PAVS colleagues here in the room today. We've got our ushers somewhere. We've got Mandy, Sarah and Sophie, who will be here to help you get off. There we are, they're waving at us, everybody. Give them a wave. Hi. So they'll be here to help you off the stage and take you upstairs for official photos. If you are a winner, you'll also be interviewed, but we'll go through that in a minute. We also have Jen somewhere with a little phone taking photos, doing social media, doing all that sort of exciting stuff. So you'll see her. And of course, we've got Maudie and Vari as well. Yeah, they are at the back, the troublemakers. Yeah. Just in case you need anything, just grab one of the staff team and they'll be able to help. So there's also going to be a couple of people on stage tonight, including myself. So we have our glamorous assistant Steph, who is dealing with all things technical. And of course, and it is my pleasure to introduce our new Chief Executive Officer at PAVS, Jess Bickerton.
Thank you, Louise. And thank you to everyone for coming here this evening. I am enormously excited to be here. And this event is rightly billed as one of the highlights in the Pembrokeshire calendar. And it is simply wonderful to come and celebrate the incredible work done by so many volunteers here. And since coming into this role a few months ago, I have properly come to appreciate the essential and integral role that volunteers and community groups play here in Pembrokeshire. You are what makes living in Pembrokeshire so wonderful. Thank you. From beach cleans to befriending, charity shops to community gardens, dog walkers to drivers, food banks to fundraisers, safeguarding to suicide support, trustees to toddler groups. Honestly, I could go through the alphabet to name but a few. There are so many roles where volunteers commit their time, talents, and energy for the benefit of themselves, their local community, and wider society. And we are most grateful. The finalists here this evening have each been nominated by someone. And it is lovely to see the nominators here as well. We really appreciate the work that went into writing the nomination. You will hear stories tonight that will warm your heart and maybe even bring a tear to your eye. Before we start in earnest with the awards, I would just like you to join with me in thanking a few people who have played a really important role in making tonight so special. Firstly, we are immensely grateful to South Hook LNG for their continued support to the Volunteering Awards. They are real community champions, and I'm delighted that Marianne will be presenting an award later this evening. Thank you, Marianne. Next, a big shout out to the Pure West Radio team here this evening. They're filming the awards, broadcasting live via the Pembrokeshire Community Hub website and on YouTube. And I know that some of our nominees and their supporters who couldn't be here tonight will be tuning in. They will also be interviewing the winners, and it's great that Tom Dyer will be presenting an award this evening too. We're indebted to the other presenters of awards, Gwen Beckett, Councillor Mark Tierney, Claire Incledon, Dr Neil Wooding and Anna Malarkey. Thank you all for being here this evening. And to the Naylands Men's Shed and Lee from Norman Industries, you have crafted some amazing awards. I know they will be treasured. Can I also thank the Preseli Voices Community Choir for the wonderful entertainment. What an absolute treat that was. And finally, can we just show our appreciation to the Block and Barrel and Queen's Hall. Amazing food, and you have done us all proud this evening. Thank you. So can I now invite Mariam DL to come to the stage to say a few words. Mariam is the PR manager at Southhook LNG. She is one of the biggest supporters of the awards. Thank you, Mariam. Do come up here.
I've actually forgotten my glasses, so I'd be nervous if I could see you all. Jess, thank you so much for that. To be in this room tonight is to be somewhere that's really fantastic. It's a celebration of all that is great in our county, as Jess is saying, the people that make Pembrokeshire a really great place to live. At Southhook LNG, we support the country's energy needs. That's what we do. So natural gas is coming from Doha, the Arabian Gulf. It's brought in liquid form to us at Southhook, where we turn it back into a gas, and 20% of the energy needs across the country are met. Homes, businesses and industry are supported by what we do. We are enormously proud of our role in energy resilience, but we're also enormously proud of our role here locally in the Pembrokeshire community. It's why we have a 10-year relationship with PAVS in what we do and community support right the way throughout Pembrokeshire. And it's why we also support volunteering so heavily amongst our own people. So Adrian, Jess and Alex, who are with me this evening, are volunteers at Southhook, just a few of the many volunteers that we have at Southhook. So these awards really echo the values that we have within the company and their values that we really want to support within the community. And thank you to everybody here for all that you do. But I'd also like to just take the opportunity to thank PAVS, to thank Louise, to thank Jess and the team. You do an amazing job of championing volunteering within the community and showcasing and highlighting through these awards what is the very best of community spirit in Pembrokeshire. And, Southhook is very committed to that. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be here this evening, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Mariam. And you're right, there is a really strong partnership between PAVS and Southhook going from strength to strength. So thank you so much for coming this evening. So let the formalities begin. Tonight, we are celebrating volunteers across 7 award categories. This year, we received many, many nominations. Some categories were very well represented indeed, fierce competition. I'm pleased to say that the judges told me that many of the nominations were of an exceptionally high standard, which made their job as judges really hard. So thank you to the judges for doing quite an impossible task. For everyone who was nominated, you will receive a certificate to recognise and celebrate your achievements as a volunteer for the amazing contributions that you have made to improving the well-being of people and communities across the whole of Pembrokeshire. Let me just explain the logistics of the evening. So for each award category, the judges have awarded a winner and highly commended, and for some categories, there's also commended. Some categories may have more than one highly commended and more than one commended, but there's only one winner. It was a very tight contest in some categories, but we were very strict with the judges this year. In one case, there was just 1 point difference between the nominations. So each category of award will be announced by either me or Louise, and we will invite the guest presenter to come to the stage. We will read out the names of the nominees and then announce, drum roll, the finalists are, and we'll say a few words about each finalist and then hand over to the guest presenter who will announce the winner. The winner will be invited onto the stage to receive their award and certificate and will remain on the side of the stage as we invite the highly commended finalists, read out their names. Everyone will come onto the stage, receive their certificate, move to the far side to wait, and then any commended finalists will be invited onto the stage to receive their certificate. That sounds really complicated. I am told it's actually very straightforward. We have received some apologies this evening. Some finalists could not be with us. So if you are accepting an award on behalf of someone else, please do listen out for their name. The guest presenter will then lead everyone off the side of the stage, and a PAVS usher will take everyone upstairs for photos, and the winner will also be interviewed by Pure West Radio. And the awards will then continue. They will come down from upstairs to downstairs and rejoin everyone in the main room. Now, you will be able to listen to all the interviews on Pure West Radio on Sunday evening between 9 and 11 p.m. You can get that on DAB, on your smart speaker, or on the Pure West Radio app. And it will also be on catch-up via purewestradio.com. Have I got a job yet? Right. So well done to Pure West Radio, now on DAB, amazing. So I am now going to start with the first category, which is for the young volunteer. We would like to welcome on stage the guest presenter for this award, Anna Malarkey. Welcome, Anna. Anna is the Stakeholder Engagement and Communications Manager at the Port of Milford Haven. Thank you, Anna. Great to have you here. Do you want to say anything about? Come on.
No,
Go on.
just my first time here for these awards, and it's fantastic. There's so much love in the room tonight, and I think it's a very special moment. Congratulations to everyone that's going to be getting an award, and on behalf of the Port of Milford Haven, thank you very much for involving us in this. It's fantastic.
Great. Thanks, Anna. And we have a really strong partnership with the Port of Milford Haven, so really great to have you here. Champagne corks going off already, amazing. Right, so the finalists in this category for the young volunteer are, God, it's like the Oscars, isn't it? Charlie Evans from Milford Youth Matters and Zoe Jones from Point Youth Centre. Let me tell you a little bit about them. Charlie. Let me tell you that Charlie was part of a group of 4 young people who attended the Welsh Charity Awards in Cardiff earlier this week. Have a look at their social media, it's amazing. The group were nominated in the Fundraiser of the Year category and were runners-up. Congratulations. So let's just recognise the amazing achievement and give Milford Youth Matters volunteer fundraisers a huge round of applause. So Charlie has been actively involved in volunteering at Milford Youth Matters for the past 6 years. He's only 15. Throughout his time volunteering, Charlie has played a key role in organising and coordinating various events, including workshops, networking and community outreach programmes aimed at supporting young people, the charity and the wider community. Charlie volunteers at the pop-up shop. He is an Under the Bridge ambassador and represents Milford Youth Matters and young people at community networking events. One of his major accomplishments includes the planning, organisation and execution of the Charity Golf Day. Charlie was also part of the Milford Youth Matters Youth-Led Grant Panel, which distributes funding to other community groups via small grants. And also in the past 2 years, Charlie has supported and volunteered on Wednesdays at the Pill Social Centre, where Milford Youth Matters, in partnership with the Port Authority, provide a 2-course weekly hot meal to young people in Milford Haven. The nominator said, Charlie's passion and dedication has inspired others in the community to join in volunteering. He has created a ripple effect as more individuals and young people have recognised the power of collective action in addressing local challenges and the fun and benefits of volunteering. From the beginning, he has grown in confidence, challenged himself to try new things, deal with new situations and unexpected events. The experience of volunteering has not only improved his social skills and self-esteem, but also contributed positively to his own well-being and general positive outlook in life. Well done, Charlie. Let me now tell you about Zoe. Zoe Jones. There she is. Zoe, she's 23 and has been volunteering at Point Youth Centre for 2 years. Her main role is maintaining the garden. She completes tasks such as mowing, strimming, pruning, watering and weeding. And that role has expanded now to include designing and creating a wildlife and food garden following a successful bid to keep Wales tidy. Zoe has assisted in installing raised beds and trellises, planting numerous herbs, fruit bushes, vegetables, as well as maintaining the existing non-edible perennial plants around the garden. And this was done after the garden received a spring tidy up from staff and 2 young people, which Zoe was instrumental in organising. Zoe has also been mentoring another volunteer, sharing her skills. She offers her assistance when Point host events. Recently volunteered her time to assist the youth centre in their preparations for a pizza evening during the Fishguard Food Festival. She also volunteers with Transition Brogue Wine and Greening Fishguard. The nominator said, Zoe is continuously coming up with ideas to improve the garden and has also offered to facilitate gardening workshops to the younger age groups. She's enthusiastic and hardworking and is a great role model to the other young people who attend the youth centre. She's gained valuable skills during her studies at Pembrokeshire College, uses this experience to create and maintain the garden, which is productive in food growing, also increasing biodiversity. Zoe remains positive, puts a lot of effort and energy into her various volunteering roles. Well done, Zoe. I'm going to
Okay, and the winner is Zoe Jones of Point Youth Centre.
You move into the middle.
There we go. Well done, Zoe. That is an amazing achievement. And we're not finished. We're not finished because highly commended is Charlie Evans from Milford Youth Matters. Awesome job. Well done. Okay. There you go. Okay. Brilliant. They will all go off upstairs now, and I'm going to hand back to Louise for the Mike Beckett Award, which is for a group aged under 25.
Thank you. As fair play, the young people first up on the stage tonight, and we haven't shown them what to do, so we're just they're off for their photos now. Sorry, this one always gets me. Sadly, Mike passed away in 2015. Mike was a lifelong volunteer with the Cub and Scout movement. He started helping out as soon as he was old enough to do so, and over the years became a Cub leader, Scout leader, and finally a Venture Scout leader. He then became interested in the Air Cadets through his oldest son and was soon volunteering as a civilian instructor. He worked tirelessly to support young people to gain Duke of Edinburgh and NVQ awards in aviation and public service. There are many things that Mike did quietly and without fuss. He was always available to friends and neighbours to help with IT or walk dogs. He helped out in local school in various ways, from outdoor knowledge to IT. He helped out in his local church, always to be found in the kitchen, washing up after events. That was at PAVS events as well. And a genuinely kind and thoughtful person. Mike was an example of the very best in volunteering, and his belief in young people was second to none. He was also a very valued colleague and part of the PAVS family. And for that reason, we've dedicated the award for groups to under 25 to Mike in his memory. And I'm delighted to welcome his wife, Gwen, onto the stage to present the awards. And the finalists are Point Youth Forum and the Youth Ambassador team at Sandy Bay Bereavement Charity. So I'll tell you a little bit about Point Youth Forum. The forum consists of 8 young people who are aged from 13 to 15. The young people have allowed the Youth Forum to be a very welcoming and safe space. They've only been running since January 2024, but in that time, they have undertaken, now bear with me, it's quite a long list, an ABBA bingo event fundraiser linking with the local community, raising £300, which went towards funding trips and activities for Point. They've arranged culture nights, which was their own idea, and they had it as a way to increase culture awareness and to explore a range of different foods from countries that young people may have never tried before. They've engaged with Fishguard Town Council and the Cuba project, giving young people a voice in the Fishguard community. They've collaborated on a graffiti session and a pop-up pizza night, hosted a pizza night as part of the Fishguard Food Festival. We should have asked them to cater. Why didn't we have had pizza? And the members have attended training, as well as doing all their volunteering. They've gone to training too, and including their Ngorida qualification in the principles and practice of youth work. One of the young people said about their volunteering with the forum, "It makes me happy to know I'm helping with something and my time is useful. It allows me to be proud of my achievements." The nominator said, "The Youth Forum are a brilliant group of young people who've shown positivity, dedication and commitment throughout their journey. The young people respect each other and understand each other's differences. Despite pressures the young people are facing in school, the young people have shown such dedication. They're inspirational. They're so accepting and thoughtful. They're a very diverse group, but understand the importance of equality and ensuring that the forum is a safe space for all. Young people have gone above and beyond in their volunteering and are a real credit to the community." So next, the Youth Ambassador team at Sandy Bay Bereavement Charity. Youth ambassadors are a small, dedicated team of young people, ranging in age from 14 to 18. All have lived experience of bereavement, and all have used the services of Sandy Bay. They were all keen to give back to the charity that had helped them through a difficult time in their life, to help other young people to access the service. They have supported and signposted their peers to Sandy Bay services. They regularly give up their time to attend events, for example, a county show, local open days, and they helped at the annual Sandy Bay Fun Day. The youth ambassadors talk to parents, young people, and members of the community who are curious about the work that Sandy Bay does. At the Fun Day, the youth ambassadors ran different art and craft events, from helping the children to make friendship bracelets to supervising blowing giant bubbles. We should have asked them to do the entertainment again. We should have had. We're using the volunteers next year, all right? You're all volunteering next year for the awards, and they even got involved in helping set up and pack away the stalls. So yeah, you're definitely in next year, and the marquees at the end of the day. And we know how hard that is. So well done. The nominator said, "The Youth Ambassadors' confidence is growing with every event they attend. They were already a group of fantastic young people, but to see how they are developing and sharing their ideas to help other children and young people is wonderful to see. Their attendance at events, including the Fun Day, demonstrates to other children and young people that there can be positive days after bereavement. They have a unique perspective and bring the voice of children and young people to the organisation. They always say yes when asked to do something." Noted. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, congratulations to the winners, Point Youth Forum.
You go to the middle and you can present those. Thank you. That's fantastic. Congratulations. And highly commended, obviously, the Youth Ambassador team from Sandy Bay Bereavement Charity. Well done. If you'd like to go off and then have your official photos upstairs. Fantastic. And the next category is the Trustee or Board of Trustees Award. This category is for individual trustees or a board of trustees, depending on who's nominated. It was originally just for a board of trustees, but then we had organisations saying they wanted to nominate one person who stood out more. So we've changed it slightly over the years, but ideally it's for trustees, okay? So you get it. We would like to invite onto the stage our guest presenter of this award, Chair Incledon, who is the Chair of Trustees at PAVS. Thank you, Claire.
What can I say? It's an absolute joy to be here tonight. Thank you very much for having me, and it's wonderful to have all the young people in the room. And thank you to Louise and to the wonderful PAVS teams for putting on this extraordinary evening. Thank you very much.
So the nominees were Andrea Farmer and Isabel Hall from Sandy Bay Bereavement Charity, Cherry Evans from Pembrokeshire Young Onset Dementia, Citizens Advice Pembrokeshire, Trustee Board, and Julie Fulton from Pembrokeshire People First. And the finalists are Andrea Farmer and Isabel Hall from Sandy Bay Bereavement Charity, and Julie Fulton from Pembrokeshire People First. So I'm going to have to give these two ladies an apology because Andrea and Isabel were nominated separately. However, when the judges saw they were both trustees, they didn't think it was fair to judge them against each other. So they made them into a little group just of their own. So my apologies, lady, if you'll have to share the certificate. We'll print you a second one, don't worry. But that was the judge's decision. And of course, they didn't want to have to judge you against each other. So, but we will tell you a little bit about each of these ladies. Isabel has been instrumental in the operation of Sandy Bay in a voluntary capacity since 2016, when funding stopped for Sandy Bay. She was heavily involved in setting up Sandy Bay as a not-for-profit organisation. It was due to her hard work and dedication that Sandy Bay became a registered charity. Trustees in the room probably know that's quite time-consuming, so well done. Isabel has used her exceptional knowledge of strategic development to help Sandy Bay develop over the years. Isabel was the Chair of Trustees for 5 years, helping develop Sandy Bay to enable the charity to reach as many children and young people as possible. Isabel is now the Vice Chair. She supports not only the Trustee Board, but she supports the staff and is also the Safeguarding Trustee. Andrea is the Treasurer for Sandy Bay. She has held the role since 2017. As the charity has grown, Andrea's role has increased. Her role as Treasurer means she must monitor all aspects of banking, including monitoring the income and expenditure, paying invoices, salaries and expenses, as well as ensuring Sandy Bay is a safe place for people to visit by having heating and electricity. Always good things to have. Andrea also helps with events when she can, including the Sandy Bay Family Fun Day and the County Show, where she's often found selling raffle tickets and Sandy Bay merchandise. We've got a beer here tonight, I think. There it is, yeah. She's also completed the Sandy Bay bereavement training, which allows her to support both the parents and carers of the children and the children and young people's groups themselves. The nominator said, Isabel has given her time to Sandy Bay for many years. She has done so with a smile on her face and a willingness to help. She's a kind word for everyone. Isabel was instrumental in setting up of Sandy Bay as a charity after it lost its funding. Her volunteering has directly helped to change the lives of so many children and young people who have lost a loved one, ensuring they are supported both within the local and wider community, which she should be very proud of. Andrea's experience is invaluable. She's a calm and very capable, with a great sense of humour. She's very approachable and gets on with the other volunteers at events. Her knowledge of Sandy Bay that has been gained over the last 7 years allows the charity to grow and develop, bringing its important services to children and young people. She's as happy discussing expenditure as she is delivering Easter eggs and Christmas gifts to the children and young people. So Julie, unfortunately, Julie can't be with us tonight, but I know that there are some representatives in the room who are here on Julie's behalf. Julie has been volunteering for Pembrokeshire People First for 12 years and has been a trustee for 4 of those years. Over the years, Julie's been involved with monitoring the provision of support for members, together with publicity and marketing. As the secretary, she's primarily responsible for all communication, including daily phone and digital contacts. She attends the open session at Johnston every Thursday and is in the office weekly, attending meetings and dealing with many assorted issues relating to the charity and its members. Julie has many practical skills and, importantly, makes everyone feel welcome. Members who have a range of disabilities, family members, staff and visitors and other trustees are just as welcome. The nominator said, Julie is not prepared to admit defeat and will take on many challenges. This includes her determination to keep the charity going. She provides a bedrock of stability for the organisation. No task is too small. Always a team player, Julie gives of herself emotionally in times of crisis while offering stability to those around her. Julie is always there for everyone. Her empathy and communication skills are impressive. She's always available and an incredible support to everyone and to individuals and the organisation. She has a hug and a smile for everyone. So, Claire?
Please. I've got my glasses just in case.
You've got your glasses just in case. And the winner is?
And the winner of the Trustee Board Award is Andrea Farmer and Isabel Hall.
Just like to move into the middle.
Okay.
Wonderful. And of course, highly commended is Julie Fulton. Can anyone come up for Julie?
Back. The next few categories are for individual volunteers aged over 25. The judges had a difficult time with this lot. Many of the individuals were nominated in more than one category. Many could easily have been commended or highly commended or winners in more than one category. Let's just say the deliberations took a while. Given the large number of nominees, we wanted to make sure everyone gets a mention. So bear with us here and let's give all the nominees a huge round of applause when I get to the end. We have Kerry-Ann Goodbaum of Sea Trust Wales, David Bundock, Pembrokeshire Coast National Park Authority, Julie Fulton, Pembrokeshire People First, Neil Houghton, Redbirth Croft, CIC, Paul Gisborne-Hilton from the Torch Theatre, Sue Canham, Royal Voluntary Service, Tom Bailey, West Wales Rivers Trust, some volunteers from Paul Sartori Foundation, Kathleen Llewellyn and Valerie Harold, volunteers from Tenby Museum and Art Gallery, James Insell, Lynn Roberts and Tudor Thomas, and volunteers from Sandy Bear Bereavement Charity, Andrea Farmer, and Nadine Farmer. Well done to all of you. So the first category we're going to do now is the category for long service. And I would like to invite on stage the guest presenter for this award, Councillor Mark Tierney. He's the local county councillor here and also the anti-poverty champion for Pembrokeshire County Council. Thank you, Mark. Good to have you here. Do you want to say a few words? Go on, go on.
As I'm here, I just want to say thank you very much to PAVS for inviting me along this evening. I think the qualification for the Long Service Award was the fact that I'd been around a long time. Indeed, I have been working with PAVS about 20 years ago, but when I was driving here this evening, just thinking about my own volunteering journey, it was probably about 28 years ago when I started volunteering, first of all, at a local radio station where I lived. And it was all about just doing something that I loved. But actually, on reflection, the things that you do yourself and the things that you love yourself when you're volunteering have a huge impact on the people around you and the wider community. And that's the whole reason why we're here this evening, is to celebrate that fact and to celebrate all of the work that you do. And on behalf of myself as the local councillor, but also Pembrokeshire County Council, the invaluable effort that all of you make in supporting life here in Pembrokeshire. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark. So the finalists in the long service category are Julie Fulton from Pembrokeshire People First, Kathleen Llewellyn, Paul Sartori Foundation, and Paul Gisborne-Hilton from Torch Theatre. As we've already heard about Julie in the previous category, we will go on now to hear a little bit about the other finalists. So first up, Kathleen Llewellyn. Kathleen is a volunteer with Paul Sartori Foundation at the Bridge Street shop. She's been volunteering for 15 years. She helps with sorting the clothes, pricing them, putting them on display, and generally tidying the shop floor and stock areas. Kathleen is now 84. And she continues to come to the shop weekly and is full of energy and enthusiasm, which she shares amongst the staff, volunteers, and customers. If you want to live long, just go and volunteer with Paul Sartori. The nominator said, Kathleen has found volunteering at Paul Sartori a huge help to her personal life. It gives her a structure every week and something to focus on, and a weekly get-together with other volunteers. She is a great people person and has made a great impact on the customers she sees, always chatting to them and listening. Kathleen has made great friends with other volunteers. She's always positive and comes to volunteer with a smile on her face. Everyone says they feel happy when Kathleen is around, as she has a great sense of humour and very vivacious, kind and thoughtful. Amazing. Paul Gisborne-Hilton has volunteered for at least 10 years in Pembrokeshire and volunteers for a number of different charities. Regularly volunteers as an usher at the Torch Theatre for an average of 16 hours a week. And alongside this, he assists PAVS and Volunteering Matters and has previously been a booking coordinator for community transport and also at Hubston and Haken Community Centre and helping out with their luncheon club. The nominator said, Paul has and continues to contribute to his community and the wider community through his volunteering. He selflessly supports 3 charities regularly, contributing to the well-being of individuals on a personal level and supporting other volunteers. Paul is committed to making lives better whenever he can. His motivation is altruistic, wanting no thanks or plaudits. He shows he really cares about people, remembering the details of their lives and showing an interest. He's very friendly and welcoming when dealing with the customers coming to the Torch. He never lets anyone down, is adaptable so he can step into another role with ease and confidence. He inspires people to realise that in giving back, they are also getting something back. He epitomises volunteering, really. Mark, over to you.
And the winner of the Long Service Award is Paul Gisborne-Hilton.
Fabulous and highly commended. Julie Fulton from Pembrokeshire People First. We got someone to accept the on her. Thank you very much. And then commended is Kathleen Llewellyn. Unfortunately, Kathleen can't be here with us tonight. So is there someone from Paul Sartori who will collect the certificate on her behalf? Thank you. Mhm. There we are. Brilliant. Great. Thank you very much indeed to all of them. Many congratulations. So the next category is for individuals over 25. And can I invite the guest presenter for this award, Dr. Neil Wooding, Chair of Holder University Health Board and also WCVA, to come to the stage. Thank you, Neil.
While Neil is on the way, Jill is no stranger to the Long Service Award, as Jill from Paul Sartori won it herself a few years ago. So look, I want you to give that to her, all right? It's not for you, okay?
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting me to be here tonight. As I told some colleagues earlier, this is my third award ceremony of this week, which makes it sound like I attend them every day. I don't. I've never done anything worthy of an award, and this week is an exceptional week. But if it's kind of exposed anything to me, is this sense that that one of the things I think we do really well in Wales is volunteer. I think we have a really strong sense of community, and a lot of the time this work is unseen. And the other observation I'd say is that we don't always celebrate what we do. We work in such difficult and often very challenging environments, and I say that from someone who started volunteering probably about 50 years ago, that we never get the time to sit back and recognize how well we do, or to acknowledge how well other people do inside this space. So these awards are tremendously important for being able to and acknowledge our successes and value the work we do every day. And the stories I've heard this evening, and the ones I heard yesterday, and the ones I heard Monday at the WCDA annual award event are humbling. They kind of remind us of how wonderful people can be inside our communities and the value of our communities. So it is delightful for me to be here this evening and to share in this ceremony.
I'm sure Neil's not allowed to say it, but I will. He's probably saved the best to last, doesn't he? So the finalists are Kerry-Ann Goodborn from Sea Trust Wales, Nadine Farmer from Sandy Bear Bereavement Charity, Neil Houghton from Redbirth Croft CIC, Sue Canham from Royal Voluntary Service, and Valerie Harold from Paul Sartori Foundation. So we'll tell you a little bit more about some of these wonderful individuals. Kerry-Ann Goodborn volunteers for Sea Trust Wales on the front desk at the Ocean Lab Visitor Centre in Goodwick. She's the first point of contact for visitors and manages the front desk, taking and making bookings for the activities that are run. The aquarium, seashore safari, and the VR experience, as well as running the amazing gift shop. Kerry-Ann began volunteering in March 2020. She volunteers for 2 days a week at the Ocean Lab. I have heard she sometimes takes her volunteering home with her as well. So Kerry-Ann has really taken on the management of the gift shop, and as a result has completely transformed it from a basic gift shop to an exceptional one, with varied and interesting, mostly marine themed stock that is, where possible, sourced to be kind to the environment and the ocean, to keep in line with the Sea Trust aims and missions as a marine conservation charity. Another personal note here, thanks to Kerry-Ann, my son has almost everything you have in the shop. He has spent his pocket money many times over, so thank you for that. The nominator said, Kerry-Ann has dedicated her time to the visitor centre, particularly the shop, which has been totally transformed with a choice and range of stock from pocket money purchases to higher end gifts and jewellery, but also in the way the shop is displayed, making it very visually appealing, especially to 6-year-olds, and easy to use for customers. Kerry-Ann's significant contribution in turning the gift shop round, increasing its turnover, has been fundamental in increasing the overall income of the charity and allowing them to continue with the vital work of conservation and providing education within the local community and county of Pembrokeshire. Kerry-Ann is a very well-loved and appreciated member of our team. People have nothing but praise for her and her dedication to Sea Trust and the Visitor Centre. Nadine Farmer has been with Sandy Bear since 2017. She volunteers with the teenage groups that take place throughout the year. Nadine brings her experience as a youth leader to support the young people who've had a loved one that's died. She's attended every teenage group that Sandy Bear has held. Nadine also supports Sandy Bear in other ways. She often attends events, including the Sandy Bear Fun Day. Do you know, I've never had an invite to this Fun Day. It sounds amazing. Everybody's going. And the county show, where she's often found helping to sell raffle tickets or talking to people who are interested about the charity. Nadine is also always around to give advice about how to include the voice of children and young people in the charity. The nominator said, Nadine brings her warmth and experience of working with young people to her volunteering with Sandy Bear. She's always friendly and happy to help. She's well respected and loved by the teens that she works with, both in Sandy Bear and in her youth work. She never shouts about the good that she does, but she is one of those people who quietly makes life better for the young people of Pembrokeshire. And she does it without asking for any recognition. If you need help, Nadine will always be there. Her skills and care for young people is evident in her interactions with them, and they in turn respond to her kindness and genuine warmth. Neil Houghton. Since joining Redbirth Croft CIC as volunteer in February, Neil has been involved with a number of different roles. He's been a pillar of support for other volunteers, often stepping in to assist them in times of need. He takes care of the grounds and the chickens, including the less glamorous tasks, such as cleaning out their coops. Regularly. Oh my gosh, well done, Neil. He has taken it upon himself to learn various aspects of DIY, allowing him to perform essential repairs, paint stables, and even get involved with fencing out in the fields. You can find Neil getting involved in all kinds of activities, from mucking out the stables, repairing broken equipment, or simply being on hand to tackle whatever unexpected challenges arise. Neil's efforts have created a ripple effect, encouraging other volunteers to step up and take greater ownership of their roles. The nominator said, Neil stands out as an inspirational and exceptional volunteer due to his unwavering dedication, empathy, and willingness to go above and beyond in every aspect of his volunteering at Redbirth Croft. And like many, Neil consistently prioritises the well-being of others, both human and animal. What truly sets Neil apart is his proactive approach to learning and problem solving. Neil's impact is felt not just in the tasks he completes, but in the positive environment he creates. His empathy, combined with his enthusiasm for helping others, inspires those around him to also give their best. Neil's presence has been transformative, making him not just a volunteer, but a cornerstone of the community, whose exceptional contributions are inspiring, and inspiring spirit drive the organisation forward. Sue Canham is a Royal Voluntary Service Volunteer Area Coordinator. Volunteering with RVS for just under 5 years, Sue covers the Tenby, Saundersfoot, Pembroke and Pembroke Dock areas. Part of her role is taking phone calls from clients that phone in for transport services, taking their details, having a chat to establish their needs. Sue gathers as much personal information as possible before trying to ensure that they can be provided with the transport they need. Sue volunteers every day of the week and helps RVS to provide a continuity of service to those individuals requiring this transport lifeline. The nominator said, Sue is fully committed to everything she undertakes in her role as a volunteer coordinator. She has incredible social skills, which is evident with everyone she comes into contact with, the feedback they provide. She takes her time and is patient. She's understanding and sympathetic. Her telephone skills are exemplary. She also has excellent rapport with each of her volunteer drivers. Sue is visually impaired, but will not allow this to interfere with assisting others, always putting other needs first before her own. The time and commitment that Sue volunteers makes her a very unique and incredible individual. Sue is always cheery, happy and full of life, which in turn consistently cheers up the clients. Sue makes a very real difference to so many people's lives. She demonstrates a duty of care and an enthusiasm second to none, with a commitment to match. Sue is the support, the stability and the lifeline for many. Valerie Harold. Val has volunteered with Paul Saltori since 2016. Regularly gives her time to volunteer with the events and fundraising team. She attends all kinds of events. She's often found with a collection bucket or book or raffle tickets in her hands, always has a beaming smile on her face. Val also supports other departments within Paul Sartori, lending a hand with bereavement service administration, office administration, and attends events as an ambassador, promoting clinical services as well as raising funds. Val regularly steps in at the last moment to attend events if needed, when somebody is suddenly unavailable. She often attends check collections on behalf of the events team and is a well-known volunteer in fundraising circles. The nominator said, Val's support and commitment to Paul Sartori Hospice at Home is incredible. Her contribution to the events and fundraising team alone is highly valued, but she also contributes to the whole organisation through her ambassadorship. During a recent change in the events and fundraising team, Val motivated the volunteers to keep calm and carry on. And between them and the team they supported the Paul Sartori staff members, ensuring the charity was still represented at every possible event. Val also supports events designed for rewarding and acknowledging volunteers, making sure that her fellow volunteers understand how highly their contributions are valued. Whenever the schedule of events comes out, she's always the first to put her name down for as many events as she's able to attend, and she always encourages other volunteers to get involved. She volunteers with such an energy that she brightens every event with her attendance. So thank you, Neil, for waiting so patiently. It was a big category. Over to you.
And the winner of the Individual Over 25 award is Sue Cannon.
And Steph will bring you the award. Thank you. Sue was ready. It's Henry getting ready now. Oops. Okay, now. Okay. This way, Henry. Take your time, Henry. And highly commended is Neil Houghton, Redbirth Croft CIC, and Nadine Farmer from Sandy Bay Bereavement Charity. So Nadine can't be with us. Oh, you're coming up for Nadine, thank you. And the beer's coming too. Yeah. And commended for this award are Kerry-Ann Goodborn and Valerie Harold. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. If you'd like to go through everybody upstairs for photos, thank you. We haven't lost anybody yet, so I think we're doing all right. The next category is the Mary Sigley Award. This award celebrates the life, sense of fun and true community spirit of Mary Sigley, who worked at PAVS for a short time, but made a huge impact on all of us because of her enthusiasm and belief in what people could achieve. Mary sadly died in 2006, and we created this award in her memory. This award recognises the difference that volunteering can make to the life of an individual. We would like to welcome on stage the guest presenter for this award, Tom Dyer from Pure West Radio.
Thank you very much for putting this event on, PAVS, and that impact that we have on individual and groups. I don't think that we ever appreciate just how much of a difference we can make to one person. And from my experience of volunteering with Citizens Advice and with cancer services, you never know what that one conversation, that one compliment, that one piece of listening and actually making someone feel acknowledged and heard can have. So thank you for all of your time and your commitment that you put into individuals and communities here. So thank you very much.
So the finalists are David Bundock from Pembrokeshire Coast National Park Authority and Paul Gisborne-Hilton from the Torch Theatre. As we've already heard about Paul, we won't repeat ourselves, but we'll go on to talk about David. David has been volunteering alongside the Castle Martin Ranger and also independently across military ranges in South Pembrokeshire. He has a strong interest in wildlife and conservation and is incredibly passionate about protecting our environment for future generations. His volunteering has been centred around wildlife monitoring, surveying and recording. What he does varies according to the season, but includes seals, yellowhammers, breeding birds, wintering birds, chough, wildflowers and reptiles. He keeps detailed records of his observations and the data is passed on to the Ministry of Defence and the National Park Authority. David regularly gives about 12 hours a week over 3 to 4 sessions. Some of the monitoring requires very early morning starts, and he is at Templeton Airfield just after dawn in order to have the best chance of observing and recording the birds. In the first 6 months of 2024, he's volunteered 415 hours already. Gosh, that's long days, isn't it? But early starts, rather him than me, but he's doing an amazing job. The nominator said, David lost his wife 6 years ago. He also lost his purpose and interest in life. He still struggles when relevant anniversaries come around. Monitoring and recording wildlife has given David a new purpose, a new passion, which he's grabbed with both hands. He's gone from helping the ranger to being a national park volunteer to accepting the role of assistant ranger for the military estate, all in 12 months. His volunteering has literally been life-changing for him. David's passion for what he does shines through, and now his confidence has increased. He's able to share it with others. He's extremely dedicated and committed and keeps incredibly thorough and detailed notes of his observations. He's often out alone, but when he volunteers alongside the ranger, he really makes a positive difference to her day as well. And they both benefit from sharing knowledge, skills, and conversation. So, Tom?
There you go. And the Winner of the Mary Sigley Award is David Bundock, Pembrokeshire Coast National Park Authority.
Unfortunately, David can't be with us tonight, but I think, is Lynn coming up to collect it on his behalf? Thank you. Thanks, Lynn. And of course, highly commended is Paul Gisborne Hilton. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Okay. Upstairs,
Yeah, might as well.
Wonderful. So this is the final award of the evening. Well done for making it this far. So this category is for a group aged over 25. And can I invite Mariam DL from South Hook LNG to come up to the stage as our guest presenter? Thank you, Mariam. Do you want to say anything?
No.
Okay. So the nominees in this category are Brimberian Biodiversity Group, Citizens Advice Pembrokeshire Volunteers, Esteem Volunteers, Narberth Museum Volunteers, Found It at Frame Volunteers, that's Pembrokeshire Frame, Royal Voluntary Service Pembrokeshire Volunteers, Shalom House Volunteers, Tenby Museum and Art Gallery Volunteers, the VC Gallery Mobile Museum Volunteers, and West Wales Walking for Wellbeing, Narberth. Well done to all of you for being nominated. This, as you've just heard, was another large category for the judges, and the judges did want to let you all know that scoring in this round was incredibly close. They did, however, agree on the following finalists: Esteem Volunteers, Found It at Frame Volunteers, West Wales Walking for Wellbeing, and Esteem Volunteers. So let me tell you about Esteem. So volunteers at Esteem: Diane, Robin, Michael, Sandra, Tracy, Andy, Jacob, and Jane are all involved in Esteem's projects, making wildlife ponds, clearing undergrowth for gardens and orchards, installing wheelchair accessible paths and ramps, building accessible toilets, erecting the polytunnel and storage sheds, mending leaking roofs, organising the shop at the Warren, running craft stalls, helping to organise and take part in carol concerts in the community, organising parties, repairing floors and installing a wood burner. Wow, that's a lot. In addition, they work with Esteem's participants with learning disabilities on a huge range of activities, including woodworking, DIY, music, painting, tool mending, gardening, tree growing, cookery, jewellery making, sewing and screen printing. Esteem's volunteers work with individuals and groups of people with learning disabilities and have formed working relationships and friendships which have transformed the lives of volunteers and participants. The nominator said, "I could have nominated any one of them for an individual award, but I know that they would all say my colleagues deserve it more than me. Their company has transformed the lives of Esteem's participants with learning disabilities, increasing their circle of friends, enhancing their skills, and helping them with their personal projects and activities. They've brought their own skills and experience into their volunteering, have dedicated their most precious resource to our participants and enterprise, their time. They have given years of voluntary service, physical effort, love, and dedication, which has enriched the lives of all of Esteem's participants and staff." Next, we have Found It at Frame volunteers. There are 35 volunteers involved with the Sustainable Fashion Project, Found It at Frame. They process vast quantities of textiles donated to Pembrokeshire Frame by the public. Volunteers are involved at all levels, including sorting donations for sale, recycling and upcycling items. They also clean, tag and price items for sale, replenish stock, set up shop displays, select and curate items for online sales. They assist customers with their shopping, and some provide one-to-one support with other volunteers. Some lend their technical skills to assist with marketing and promotion, helping to raise awareness of the project's goals. Even supported events like the hugely successful fashion show. From organising to comparing, volunteers from various backgrounds got involved, bringing a broad range of skills with them. The nominator said, "Our incredible volunteer team is the backbone of the project. Their dedication, knowledge and skills are reflected in a remarkable 138% increase in clothing sales and the exponential growth in donations. The time our volunteers give up to this project is outstanding. Their teamwork and support for each other create a positive and nurturing atmosphere, making everyone feel valued and empowered. Volunteers have found a sense of purpose and sanctuary in this project. Our volunteers' contributions go beyond the hours they dedicate. They share their skills, knowledge and passion, supporting and including less experienced team members. Their unwavering commitment and passion for sustainable fashion are truly inspiring." One of the quotes from a volunteer is, "Coming to Frame has helped me with my mental health and self-worth, amongst other things. I've always had jobs that have made a difference, and now I feel I'm doing that again." And next we have West Wales Walking for Wellbeing, which is more than just a walk. The West Wales Walking for Wellbeing group took its first walking steps on the 1st of June 2022 with 7 members, 4 of whom were volunteers. The group was set up for 2 reasons: to fill the void left from the previous Steps to Health group, which in turn had been in operation for 16 years, and to meet the need that was being requested from some of its previous and newly interested members. The age range for those attending is now 60 plus, with the majority now retired. There are currently 5 volunteers, and the group meets weekly on a Wednesday morning between 10 to 12 at the Bloomfield Centre in Narberth. The group has recently celebrated their 115th walk, with regular attendance now exceeding 45 people. The volunteers ensure the walk provides an environment of care, safety, friendship, and companionship. The nominator said, "This group has become a lifeline for many members, demonstrated by the continuing high numbers attending weekly. Their dedication towards their role is more than enthusiasm. It's a passion to be able to assist others. What they provide is life-enhancing. They are also well organised, and attention to detail is paramount, from planning to the prep talk before returning to the centre, or arranging dropping off to various cafes afterwards for even more, albeit smaller group social gatherings. They really do go above and beyond for the walk members." One said, "I suffered a heart attack in March this year and would like to say how grateful I am to this lovely walking group. It is so nice to meet up every week, to be supported and encouraged, to get a little gentle exercise. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't walk at all. A big thank you to all the organisers. They do a great job." So can I hand over to Mariam, who will announce the winners?
Thank you. So, the winners of the group award are Found It at Frame.
Go at,
Oh, okay, no problem. Sorry, I'm speaking.
So, quick test shot to start. Be with me. Good. Okay. Fine. Once more. Thank you.
well done. Brilliant. If you could all just stand over there, that'd be great. Highly commended. Congratulations to esteemed volunteers. Come on, come on. Don't be shy. Okay. Wonderful. And commended to West Wales Walking for Wellbeing. Okay, fabulous. So this does draw the evening to a close, except for two things. First of all, I would just like to thank you all for coming along this evening. Hasn't it been a wonderful event? Many congratulations to all our finalists. We have heard the best of the best this evening. I'd like to reiterate my thanks to Mariam and South Hook for all their support this evening. We couldn't do this without you. But particular special thanks to my colleague Louise, she is the mastermind behind all of this. Honestly, she does it all. And also to the PAVS team, honestly, if you need something done in life, you just call PAVS. It's amazing. I'm so delighted to work here. So thank you all. So what I would like to do now is to invite all the finalists to come up onto the stage and the guest presenters and PAVS staff to come up here, and then we're going to have a big group photo, and then you guys will be able to go upstairs and do your photos upstairs. Okay, so could I invite everyone who's been up on the stage, come up again. Brilliant. Okay.
Well done, congratulations.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, can you come as far forward as you can, please? Without falling off the stage.
Oh, I don't think so. No.
try our best. Might don't be able to see you all because of the dogs on here. Okay, yeah, you're fine. Okay. Quick test shot to start. We'll have a look at it. That's all right. Okay. Okay, this is the real thing. Okay. Lovely. And again. I do a feel for that. Not that I know what I'm doing, but again. Oh, don't do a hand, don't be please. Okay, yeah. Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
She says I'm walking in a straight line. That's not really her style. And they all got the same heartbeat, but hers is falling behind. Nothing in this world could ever bring them down. Yeah, they're invincible, and she's just in the background. And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids. She says I'm talking with a big smile, but they haven't got a clue. Yeah, they're living the good life, can't see what he is going through. They're driving fast cars, but they don't know where they're going. In the fast lane, living life without knowing. And he says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to get it. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool And they said, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to get it. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids.
Close enough to start a war. All that I have is on the floor. God only knows what we're fighting for.